This episode is sponsored in part by SKILLSHARE. Once, when I was preparing for a job interview, a friend told me that to come across as eager and enthusiastic, you should always maintain eye contact, lean forward, and uncross your arms to appear more open. Oh, and also nod frequently and smile constantly. And don't forget to mimic the facial expressions of your interviewer, so they'll like you more. But I thought, wouldn't all of this make the interviewer question if you were engaged or unhinged? Still, these are the tips body language experts dish out to unlock success in interviews and on first dates. But it's not exactly a science or really a language. In fact, the most common beliefs about body language are wrong. And understanding these body language myths can help you from jumping to conclusions or trying to interpret signals that just aren't there. I'm Vanessa, and you're watching BrainCraft, where we explore the psychology in your everyday life. Now, even for researchers, it's really hard to study body language. In spoken or signed languages, a word will have a few meanings that are agreed upon by everyone. But this isn't true for body language. Each gesture or movement could have many different meanings in different contexts. If you're fidgeting during your interview, it might be because you're nervous, or bored, or preoccupied, or drank one too many glasses of water pre-interview. And movements can be subtle. Tiny changes in the physical arrangement of a face can make a huge difference in whether we perceive a smile as welcoming or just creepy. Reading too deeply into someone's body language can very easily lead you to make the wrong conclusion about them. Most of the things we think we know about body language are not actually supported by science. For example, you may have heard of the myth that 93% of communication is nonverbal. This number is based on studies by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, but is taken very much out of context. In two studies in the 1960s, scientists had participants identify whether people liked, disliked, or felt neutral about the person they were talking to, based on single words, tone of voice, or facial expression. In the first experiment, researchers found people were more likely to use information from facial expressions than from tone of voice when evaluating how much one person liked another person. Then, in the second experiment, they found that people were more likely to determine a person's attitude using tone of voice than the actual meaning of a single word. But these studies are very different from real-life situations. You never have to determine if someone likes you based on a single word or a static facial expression. And there's lots of other information that we communicate besides whether or not we like someone. While tone of voice and facial expressions are important, the 93% rule just isn't applicable in the vast majority of situations. Another myth is that looking to the right indicates lying, while looking to the left means someone is telling the truth. Researchers looked at this myth in a 2012 study, asking participants to lie or tell the truth and assessing eye movements. They also looked at real-world situations, analysing the eye movement of individuals in press footage, making a public request for the safe return of a missing relative. But in some cases, that person was actually involved in the disappearance of the relative, so it wasn't a truthful request. Whether in the lab or the real world, researchers didn't find any association between looking left or right and being truthful. You also may have heard that if someone crosses their arms in front of their chest, they're closed off or defensive. But there's actually a lot of reasons to cross your arms. Maybe it's comfortable, you're cold, or you haven't got any pockets and you don't know what to do with your hands. There is limited research that shows that arm crossing is associated with defensiveness or unwillingness to accept ideas. In fact, a 2007 study showed that when people crossed their arms, they displayed greater persistence and performance on solving puzzles. So maybe it's not that bad after all. The truth about body language is that it's not a language at all. What your gestures and facial expressions mean is likely affected by your age, culture, gender, and the context of the moment. Focus on words and tone and try not to overthink your body movements. Worrying too much about them could distract you from the conversation at hand, which could end up hurting instead of helping. Instead of working to appear calm or look engaged, focus on the conversation and what the other person is saying. That way, your movements will come more naturally. Though if you do want some tips on how to move your body in professional settings, I recommend checking out the Presentation Essentials class on SKILLSHARE. They're the sponsor of today's episode. SKILLSHARE is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in everything from business to design. Presentation Essentials takes you through designing a presentation, managing your nerves, and improving public speaking skills. You can get 2 months of SKILLSHARE for free if you sign up using the link that's in the description. Thank you.